All right, let's shift focus right now. Islamabad High Court has set a 2-month deadline for the trial court to conclude the 2008 Mumbai attack case against Zaki Ur Rehman Lakhvi and 6 others. Now, reprimanding the defense lawyer for using delay tactics, the High Court also warned that it would accede to Pakistan government's plea to cancel the bail granted to Zaki Ur Rehman Lakhvi if it failed to do so. The bench was hearing the Pakistan government's plea for cancellation of Lakhvi's bail. 2611 mastermind Lakhvi was released from the Adiala jail in Rawalpindi on April 10th. Besides India, USA, Israel and France had also condemned the grant of bail to the dreaded terrorist, calling it a setback for international war on terror. All right, let's get in a word at this point of time to put this all in perspective on what we are witnessing, which comes off as nothing less than an eyewash. We are joined by Ujwal Nikam. He was the 2611 public prosecutor. He's on the phone line with me. Appreciate you talking to us, Mr. Nikam. You know, in this case, the prosecution has gone on to suggest that the defense of Lakhvi is resorting to what they call delay tactics. But will you take us through on how the prosecution in this case has continuously resorted to the same delay tactics that they are accusing the defense of?
Now, it is very clear that because of the Pakistan High Court order, Islamabad High Court order, now the trial judge has to complete the trial within the period of 2 months.
Yes.
But now I have my own reservation whether the Pakistani prosecuting agency would take as a reason for winding up the trial and can show that what we can do, because ours is a judicial process, and so that all the accused can be scot-free. This is one of the apprehension which is dwelling in the mind, because the manner in which they have dealt with Lakhvi and only blaming India that we did not cooperate is absolutely absurd. Because the conspiracy was hatched on the soil of the Pakistan. They did not correct the evidence. They did not produce the evidence. And when big fish is been scot-free by the order of the bail, see, because now only the accused which are languishing in the Pakistan jail, they are very small fish. They are not the big fish. Big fish was the Lakhvi and Hafiz Said. They did not prosecute the Hafiz Said at all.
Yes.
And so far as Lakhvi is concerned, now they are saying that India has not cooperated. What type of cooperation they are expecting from us?
You know, yes, Mr. Nikam, you know, these reservations that you share that this case will never see justice and so will not Lakhvi are not just pertaining to you, because practically most of India feels the same, has the same reservations. The question I want to ask you next, will it not just hasten the process now for the likes of Lakhvi to just get away, because we've seen how the prosecution has handled the case?
Hello?
Yes, my question to you, Mr. Nikam, is now this 2-month deadline, will it not hasten the process of the likes of Lakhvi to get away, keeping in mind how the prosecution has dealt with this case?
That is one of the reasons, I must tell you very frankly, because now 2 months deadline is now whether the High Court has clearly also set the line, saying that if the trial be delayed by the defense side, then Lakhvi's bail should be cancelled.
Yes.
They may complete the trial, but the question is about the cancellation of bail of Lakhvi.
Mr. Nikam, I'd appreciate if you stay with me, and I'd like you to pose a question because you've been the public prosecutor for 2611. We are joined right now by Rizwan Abbasi. He's Lakhvi's lawyer, his defense right now in the High Court in Pakistan. Would you like to ask him a question, Mr. Nikam? All right. Rizwan Abbasi is with us. Mr. Abbasi, 2-month time with what the courts have been saying, the prosecution stating that you are resorting to nothing short of delay tactics.
In fact, prosecution said that they want to produce 22 witnesses in this case. Already 52 witnesses have been examined. So, keeping in view all these things, High Court directed the trial court to complete the trial within the period of 2 months. At the same time, defense side, our side is also directed to cooperate with the trial court. And in case we seek any sort of adjournment and matter is being lingered on, then it will be taken as an additional ground for cancellation of bail, and meanwhile bail cancellation petition is kept pending in the High Court.
How positive are you, Mr. Abbasi, that Mr. Lakhvi will pretty much walk out after 2 months completely clean of any charges in this particular case?
Yes, so far as evidence is concerned, saying anything is before time, but so far as evidence is concerned, in the light of this very evidence, in the light of all these things that India did not allow the Pakistani investigators to visit India to investigate the matter in India.
Okay.
And since Indian part is missing in this very matter, that is available only in the form of dossiers. So I am very hopeful that my client will get justice.
All right, Mr. Abbasi, do stay with me. Do stay with me. You know, we are joined by Mr. Ujjwal Nikam. I'm sure you know he was the public prosecutor for 2611. He's on the phone line with me. Mr. Nikam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, Mr. Nikam, understandably, and why not, Mr. Rizwan Abbasi extremely positive that in 2 months' time, his client will walk free.
Let me tell you that I don't agree with my friend's contention that India did not cooperate with the Pakistani prosecuting agency. Absolutely, that is wrong. Because Lakhvi has been mainly charged for the criminal conspiracy. The question is whether the Pakistani investigating agency has collected sufficient material evidence against Lakhvi. That is a precise question. What type of cooperation they are required from us? Because in pursuance of the criminal conspiracy, all oversights have been committed on Mumbai, on the night of 26 November, and that already evidence we have furnished. And that evidence, according to my friend, that is not admissible because according to Pakistan law, Kafat is not being tried. I can understand because the confession of co-accused can be admissible if it's tried jointly. But the very now stand taken by the defense team in that trial that we did not adduce the evidence. The question of adducing evidence by our side doesn't arise at all, but we have given all the substantial evidence. In fact, I had a long discussion with the Pakistani prosecuting agency in the Islamabad itself. And that time, nobody they had ever pointed out that we did not furnish any evidence to them. On the contrary, they were very happy with our evidence. Not only that, we have given the voice sample of the person who was talking from the Karachi control room, and that is one of the voice of Mr. Lakhvi. Why did not Pakistan prosecuting agency has not carried out the spectrographic test? That is the voice identification test.
Yes. You know, Mr. Nikam, do stay on with me because, of course, the prosecution has clearly failed in this particular case. But where the defense is concerned, you've put out a pointed question there. Mr. Abbasi, would you like to answer that?
Because so far as these CDRs and these CDs are concerned, so it is known to everyone that there is every possibility of tampering this. It can be erased, it can be overwritten, and whatever. So from which hand that CD came, that is still dilemma. Sending a CD is not sufficient. Secondly, keeping in view all these things, that CD was rejected by the trial court, and trial court did not allow the comparison because said CD did not come from the safe hands. Secondly, and the prosecution also filed a writ petition and challenged the order of the trial court. That matter is also sub judice before the High Court. And so far as cooperation of India is concerned, Pakistani authorities made a request for constitution of joint investigation team, which was turned down.
Okay.
Pakistani investigators could not visit India. They could not collect.
Mr. Nikam, would you want to come in, sir?
And my
Just stay with me, Mr. Abbasi. Mr. Nikam wants to come in. He wants to interject. Go ahead, Mr. Nikam.
And my
Mr. Abbasi, you are mixing two issues separately. Mr. Abbasi, you are mixing two issues. The question is not investigation or joint investigation doesn't arise because the conspiracy was hatched in Pakistan, and in pursuit of the conspiracy, all atrocities have been committed on the night of 26 November. So whatever the evidence which we have collected in respect of the atrocities that we have already furnished, and that has been furnished, not only that, but Pakistan Judicial Commission had visited Mumbai. They have recorded the evidence of doctors as well as they carried out the cross-examination of the investigating officer. According to the Pakistani law, that part of the evidence is admissible even in the Pakistan court. The question is not of the defense team, again in the Lakhvi's trial. The question is of the Pakistani prosecuting agency. That clearly shows from my friend's stand, there is a hand in glove the prosecuting agency and defense team so far as Lakhvi is concerned.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Mr. Nikam and Mr. Abbasi. Mr. Rizwan Abbasi, appreciate you joining us. He's been the defense for Mr. Lakhvi. And as what Mr. Nikam, public prosecutor 2611, stating very clearly, it's not the defense, it's the prosecution. And the way this trial has been carried out has been nothing more than just a mere eyewash. In all probabilities, now, in the next 2 months, Mr. Lakhvi will walk out clean without anything being proven where 2611 is concerned in India because of the prosecution. Appreciate Mr. Nikam and Mr. Abbasi, gentlemen, for joining us. But I am joined at this point of time, Major General G.D. Bakshi is on the phone line with me. General, you know, if you look at it now, it just seems that the process is only hastened. In just 2 months, Mr. Lakhvi will go scot-free of every charges that were put on him where 2611 was concerned.
I mean, just kindly see how preposterous this whole thing is. You know, what a charade. The fact of the matter is the whole damn world saw this massacre taking place live on television. For 3 days, we saw innocents being killed, 166 innocent civilians slaughtered. One Pakistani who was involved out of the 10 captured alive confesses before a magistrate, gives the name of Zaki Ur Rehman Lakhvi. There is no water off a duck's back. 72 hours of taped conversation, and you heard the Pakistani lawyer having the temerity to state that a CD sent by India, the government of India, is a tainted CD, is being doctored. I mean, there is something called, going beyond the point of civil discourse. This is utterly amazing. The Indian judicial system has found enough evidence to hang Ajmal Amir Qasem. The American judicial system has found enough evidence to send David Headley to jail. David Headley gave the name of this man. He said that he was in the operational command center at Karachi, minute by minute directing this operation. This man has the blood of 166 innocents on his hand. How can he be left like this? And you know, they are making a mockery of the whole process of justice. And that's all that I can say, that I think it is pathetic that we as Indians are expecting justice from Pakistani courts.
Well, bang on. Appreciate you joining us, General, because right now, of course, it's not what the defense is saying. It is his job to defend this man on your television screen. It is how shoddy a job the prosecution has done in this particular trial. And was it structured? Was it the way it was planned? Well, it does seem that in no surprises, in 2 months' time, this man will pretty much go scot-free of every charges that have been laid to him where 2611 was concerned. With that.